everyone, Tymerover here, and today we are going to take a look at a new game currently in development called Mashinky. It is a train management slash transport management kind of game, which is a genre that I've not really delved into over the years. This is really the first of these kinds of games that I've looked at. And I'm actually kind of intrigued. Now, it is, as I said, it is early access. You can find it on Steam, and I'll have a link in the description below where you can purchase it on Steam in early access. But there are a lot of, it's not complete game, so there's going to be some things missing. There's still some caveats that the developer has said he is looking to implement. As you can see, like, multiplayer right now is grayed out, can't really do anything with. Extension mods, there will apparently be them, but there's nothing in there right now. And the world editor, I guess there is a world editor, although I remember seeing something that they will be improving it. So I've not tried it or anything. So that'll be interesting, but we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna start a new game and take a look at the game here. I have done a little bit on the side in single player, off camera, and just to get a feel for it and so on and so forth, which has been pretty interesting. Now, like I said, I'm pretty new to the train transport management kind of game. And there's part of me who wants to try out some other titles, and we may do that at some point. Anyway, so we got a new game, the new game setup here. There is a recommended setting for first time, your first game, which just sort of, sets these to a default status. We are going to increase the map size a bit and leave the rest of those on their default settings. On the advanced tab, we are going to leave pretty much everything intact. Except I am going to turn off the tutorial. I'm just going to disable that because I've already gone through it. I would suggest going through it, as it does give you some hints and so on and so forth, but I'm going to just leave that off for now. As far as all these other settings are concerned, I think there's not much that we can turn off, turn on, and so on and so forth. So like the reverse at stations, we can't do anything with. I can change trains reverse at end of line. I could disable this or enable it if we wanted to make it a little easier, but we're not going to do that. We could modify the starting loan, additional loans, and all that stuff, but I don't think we're going to worry too much of that respect. So let's go ahead and just go back and go ahead and start a new game. So, from what I can tell, the main premise of this, you are going to get quests, like this one, for instance, quests and subsidies. So we have a quest now to transport 50 passengers to any city. So there's a couple of different resources set up, as well as timelines. I think there's 3 ages, maybe, if my memory serves me right, unless they've recently added more. But if we take a look here, we do have an ongoing quest to expedite the early Steam age. So we could invest lumber tokens and coal tokens, which we'll get to in a little bit, in order to push into the early Steam age. And with that, new resources open up and more powerful locomotives become available and so on and so forth. But we're not ready for that yet because we don't have any lumber tokens and we don't have any coal tokens. All we got are money tokens, which you can see in the bottom of the left hand corner down here, which is really where you want to get started here in the beginning game part here. So if we take a look at the map, you can see that we have resources all around the map area. Where you see people, those are towns. So if we zoom in a little bit, we can see we got Aberystwyth, I guess. I'm not sure how you say that. Southampton and Chelmsford there. And you can see there are sizes associated with these. So this would actually be a pretty decent beginning route here with the amount of people that are in these towns, the populations. What do we got? We have some lumber around the area. We have some coal to the south. Lots of lumber to the south there. What I don't see though, see, here is the tool workshop. So, this is the sawmill. I'm sorry. So you bring logs over here and you make lumber, and then you take the lumber and you're supposed to go to some tool works. Wow, really? Is this the only tool work way over there? Oh no, okay. Whew. All right, well, we got a tool work down here. It is really spread out. We don't have many options, do we? Wow, that is kind of bad. There's a tool work right there. This actually wouldn't be too bad of an area. Although we don't have any lumber nearby. Yeah, I'm thinking over here. Thinking this is where we're gonna sort of focus, because we have the tool, we have lumber right here, or not lumber, we have logs right here, lumber over here, and then we got the tool set over here. So we'll have to sort of like set up a route going in a triangle here. And we have a decent number of towns. How big is Swansea here? Only size 15, which isn't the greatest, but it'll have to do. Yeah, I think we'll start up in this corner over here. I'll try to hook up for the first quest here, the first passengers, Chelmsford and Southampton, and try to get that up and running. They're pretty close together, so that should be a decent money maker. And the passenger lines, they'll make what they call here the I guess what I call the cash tokens. Because you have a couple different currencies in the game. Like I mentioned, you had the lumber tokens, you have the coal tokens, and eventually I think steel or iron tokens, and even oil tokens later on. But anyway, let's get started here. We want to start building some trains. So there is a build mode. So this is sort of the pretty view, the 3D view here. You can see the nice little graphics, and we can zoom in and just take a look at, you know, the town in all its glory. But I typically stay in the build mode. So if you hit spacebar or click on this little icon right down here, looks like a part of a checker set or a chess set, it'll take you into the build mode, and you get this sort of overhead blocky look to it, used for building, which I think is pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect up Chelmsford and Southampton. We're going to do that by clicking the little railway icon in the build menu here, and that'll open a couple of different options. We'll get to some of these other ones later. This is obviously the track that we can lay, but I'm just going to hold off on that because I want to put down a station right now. So let's go ahead and put down a station. Now it's worth noting that, you know, you should be mindful where you're putting the station, because that highlighted area is all it's actually going to service. So even though Southampton has a large population of people, we're not going to get that population of people right away, because we can only service what's in the highlighted area. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it from right here. I'm going to do the largest station possible. It's a little bit more expensive, but why not? Because you may end up enlarging it regardless. And it will allow for better, you know, more wagons on your trains. And I think you can extend past the station, but just slows down loading and so on and so forth. So no reason not to go to the full extent. Now, there are some caveats to that. Obviously, there might be instances where, you know, you don't need a full cart load or something like that. You just want to build a small station, say like one of these resource bins or so and so forth. But out of town, we're going to want the best one. So I think I'm going to do this sort of the same. It's going to get us, what, 5 buildings there. If I do, that's 6. Alright, so we'll go on that side. Plus it'll allow me some room to build some extensions there as well. Alright, so now that I have my station, I can actually start building tracks. And I'm just going to connect up a little tiny track right there. And you can see when the track is laid, it actually does remove some of the grass here, but that will grow back, no big deal. And if we switch back over, we can see the nice little view right there. Lovely. And go with that. So we are paused right now, if you haven't noticed, but we are. Alright, so now that we have that, we do need a train. We need some place to actually build our engines or buy our engines and launch them from. And that's where the depot, the train depot comes into play here. So if we click on that, we can put down the train depot anywhere. Although, because I don't have a... Alright, well, tell you what, let's launch from over here then. Just extend this out a little bit. And there we go. Come on. You don't want it to be that close. Which way are we going to end up going? I guess we'll go down that way. It's not the greatest area. Yeah, we're spending a lot of money here. I'm going to change this up just a tad. Yeah, we're gonna remove this track here because I want. There we go. I'll do something like that. Alright, and let's get the depot. Boom. Alright, so we got the depot down. Now we can actually buy an engine. And then all we got right now, we got the Porter and the Baldwin. However, the Baldwin, you do realize here, requires the 20 lumber tokens, which we have none right now. So we can't purchase the Baldwin. All we can do is the 260 Porter. So we're going to go ahead and purchase the Porter. And I'm just going to move this out of the way. So this is our train. We can set up orders here. Now, it is worth noting that you don't actually have to put in orders at this time. You could just hit start. By hitting start, it will do the best route that it can, given the current wagons that it has, and go with that. But I like to set my actual routes rather than let the AI handle it. So we're going to go ahead and click this plus button right here and set our first stop to be station 1, and then our second stop we're going to do station 2. Just go with that. And we are going to go back to our train, or sorry, our depot, and we're going to set up a passenger car here. So we got our engine. We got a Pullman, which has a capacity of 8 passengers and a weight of 5 tons, I guess. And then what's in parentheses, I believe, is the laden weight. So once it's like fully, 8 people in there, it will now be 6 tons. And we got the coach car down here, which has a capacity of 18, so more than double the Pullman, but costs more than double the cost here as well. But it also has a little bit less in terms of weight when laden, which is just good actually. I mean, it's less weight in general, because it's at 9, so I think we're going to just invest in that. It's a little longer. We're not going to be able to fit too many, but that's okay. I mean, starting right off the bat, we're not going to have too many passengers, so I'm okay with doing 2 of these. I think that's going to be a-okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Now let's pull up our train, and we're just going to go ahead and start. We've already set up the stations, and I think it's okay to go ahead and do that. Now, we could put a wait for until fully loaded mark here, so we can put that in between station 1 and station 2 orders, and then it would sit at the station and wait for a full load before departing. But we're not going to get there. We're not going to get that many passengers right out the gate. So, we've already built our train a little bit higher than it probably should be, but that's fine. Eventually we'll be filling up those spaces. So go ahead and hit start. We can hit start and the train will get going. I'm going to increase the speed a little bit. Now this is going to start working our first passengers here. And if we zoom in, you can see we now have 3 passengers waiting on Southampton, which is going to start taking off. And you'll see them, like here comes one, they sort of just jump from the homes into the station and just start waiting. We could improve this eventually by putting in the extensions here, but that's going to cost a lot of money actually, and we're not quite ready for that yet, although that would bring in a lot more homes. So might be something we look at, but we got other things to set up before we start looking at extensions. And this will start building up, and our train's going to leave, and when they come back, there'll be a lot more people. Down here we already got 12 people hanging around. So that's good. We have a max of 36, so that's going to work for us. But while that's happening, I think what we're going to want to do is look at doing some forestry. Getting some logs to over here. what I think I'm going to look to do is maybe... Yeah, I think we'll set up this one right here. Now, it's kind of upsetting that we're, like, in the mountains here. But as opposed to setting up a train track to go all the way over here and, you know, going to the sawmill way over there, I don't think we're going to want to do that. I don't know, maybe down here would have been better. Don't have as many towns, but fairly close by all the resources, but nope. Oh well. Let's go ahead and set up another station. I'm going to hook up the forest near Swansea. And I'm just going to do... How do I want to do this? Because I need room for a track. Can't go downhill with the station. Alright, well we've completed our reward. So we're going to go ahead and collect our reward money. And it should give us a new quest here shortly. If I did that, yeah, okay, that's fine. We should be okay that way. Alright, let's connect up these, but I'm going to need another station up here at the sawmill. I'm just going to do just a short little one for right now, this location, just to try to save a couple bucks. I'm going to get the game started here. Go all the way down here and connect up. Now, it is good to actually double, and eventually you will want to double track this, otherwise the more cars or more engines you add on, the more difficult it will end up being. But right now we don't really have the money for that, and I think we're gonna just deal with it. Can I get across here? How much is that gonna cost me? Ooh, that's a pretty hefty, that's 106, so no. Because I can build a depot for 60. So I might as well, well, 53 actually. Might as well build another depot to get the train over here started. I tried to just keep one depot, but it's obviously better to do this money-wise, so we're gonna just do that. So let's go with the porter. I'm gonna set the orders now so I can get rid of the just don't have to worry about it. So you're gonna come over here, start picking up logs, and you're gonna come over here to the sawmill. Whoops, that's right. You have to actually click it twice. So go there, get the sawmill, and I want the Studinger. Yeah, sure, that sounds about right. And you get capacity of 7. This is a long trip. Let's go 2. 7, 4. You know what? Let's max you out. You know, we're above the weight capacity for this, but that's entirely fine. I'm okay with that. And you are going to start your route. There you go. Alright, so you should head down here. And since we don't have any other cars on this route right now, any trains, we don't really have to worry about signaling. We will once we hook up another train, which we'll probably want to do at some point. But for right now, I'm content with letting my town build up some money. And we'll just monitor it to make sure that that's actually functioning. It wouldn't be that hard to set up Aberystwyth down here to the south. Actually, it wouldn't really be that difficult at all. We could add another station on there. Maybe that's what we'll do next time. Early steam age, we do need the coal. So we can probably start setting that up as well. And I'm wondering if it would just, I don't know, see the sawmill mill stove doesn't have the coal. Tool shop. Right, because we're going to need to get a line going down here to the tool works down here. Luckily there's a coal mine right over here, so that's going to be really nice for our coal deliveries to the tool works. Actually, I take it back, there's one right here at Southport. It'd be very nice. It sucks that it's up on a hill, though. Not the greatest. Alright, well, I think that's all for this episode. I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in here. And I think next episode we will look at expanding down to the toolworks to start doing something with our with the lumber that we're going to start accumulating here. We may need to do some sidings here, because we're going to need multiple trains to use this, at least part of this track. We might be able to branch off here going south, so that our lumber trades don't have to go all the way in here. Either that, or we may start down here and go this way. I don't know, but we're gonna have to worry about that until next time. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you're gonna enjoy this series. If you do, let me know by hitting that like button, and if you want to see more content, I strongly urge you to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye bye.